Hi, Snow. How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. So, what do we want to talk about today? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
Teacher design.
Okay. So, I was thinking today we could talk about stress, right, and mental health. I've been talking with some of my students about this week, so I think it's a good topic to talk about. So, when you hear the words mental health, what do you think of?
We have the physical health and its contract, its contract is the mental health.
Exactly, perfect. So you have the mental and your physical. So physical is if you feel that you are tired or if you feel that you are sick, right? But the mental health is you could be mentally tired, right? Or you could be mentally sick as well. So we can talk about mental health when we talk about stress or being depressed. What is the difference between stressed and depressed? Is there a difference?
Stress and depressed. I think the depressed is other people to you, and the stress is yourself.
Oh, okay, so that's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, I think that's a possibility. Absolutely. For me, I think stress is usually outside factors making me stressed. So I am stressed because of work, or I am stressed because of my family. But then depressed, it can be also outside factors, but I think depressed is internal. I am depressed because I'm sad, right? Or I'm depressed um, because because I have the mental illness to be depressed, right? So that's different. So let's just talk about stress in general. What are some things that make you stressed?
Mm,
So what are some things that stress you, right? So for example,
um,
work, right? So usually work stresses me, right? For example, what is something that stresses you?
study, study
Studying.
guard.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you very stressed with studying?
And a lot of exam. It has a lot of exam, and I want to every exam have a high guard, so
Hmm.
it makes me stress.
Yeah. It makes you stressed. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking that too. That usually exams are there's a lot of high pressure, right? Pressure to do a good job and to get a high grade, right? So this is an issue. So then, what are some things that you do to alleviate the stress or to help the stress?
Mm, a leaf.
Hmm. So what alleviate means to take away, right, or to take away pressure. So, for example, I alleviate stress. I take away the stress by exercising, right? I like to run. What do you do to alleviate your stress?
I make my stress away to make some handwork and do something I like, such as watching TV and go to a movie or shopping.
Perfect, exactly. That's good. Those are, I think, good suggestions. So I take my stress away, right? I take my stress away. Good. So you said watching TV. Why do you think watching TV is a good way to relieve stress?
I think TV have uh, lot of things, lot of make people laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I think the simple people is troubling.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
Uh,
comedies will help people, right? You know, if they feel
it
that they had a bad day, maybe watching a comedy can help. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's powerful. Yeah, absolutely. Um, in China, do you think there is a lot of stress? Do you think people are stressed in China?
Yes, I think a lot of people stress in China. Um, because I think in our began to our to go to the primary school, um, the students will face a lot of homework and the price from the family and parents.
Mm-hmm.
Um, their parents want their have the good grade and go to the good middle school. And if you go to the good middle school, they want to go to the best high school and then go to the good college, university.
Wow.
Um, and if you leave university, and you will face to working, and you must to find a job, and you can make yourself live, and then uh, you must to you must to from the low price and to the high price. Um, yes.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure, right? So it's a constant cycle of trying to find the better school, the better education, and that's a lot of pressure on the student. Absolutely. In the United States, it's very similar. There's a lot of stress to go to a very good school, usually university. So sometimes high school, sometimes elementary school, but it's usually the university that people put a lot of pressure on the person, on the student, to find a good school, to get into a good school, and to make good grades, right? To get good grades, and that's a lot of pressure. Yeah. Do you think in China, for example, there is more stress than in other countries, or do you think it's equal?
Can you just send it to me?
Sure, yeah.
I
Do you think there is more stress in China than in other countries? So, for example, in other words, do you think that people are more stressed in China than in other countries?
I think yes. Because the Chinese population is very big and so have lots of compete. Um, I think the I think the Darwin um, um, I think the Darwin say that nature chooses the fittest, that the population is too big, so we have a lot of stress from uh, go to school and to find job. You must to face lots of stress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, nature chooses the fittest, or I think also survival of the fittest, right? Survival is that's the same, that nature chooses the fittest, in the sense that the people who are more resourceful, the people that have more, maybe more opportunities, more resources, are going to survive, right? And so all of this is due to competition, right? In China especially, I think, because the population is so large, there's a lot of competition for different occupations. And I think it's very similar in the United States, because people are always competing for jobs, always, in the United States. And we have people competing not just for jobs, but also for places in university, for money, right? So all of this is creating a lot of stress, I think. Do you think that this is a good stress, or do you think this is bad for the country? So, do you think this is good or bad?
I think now it is a good thing, but in the nature it will become a bad thing. Because some people is family design your nature.
Mm-hmm.
But in the world family and you get certain kids a lot of the other people from studying from education and uh, and matter and issue is the other by very and I think who can uh, family uh, decide the future.
Mm-hmm.
Someone say that I think it's not here. But now we can have a chance to change it. I think in the future, the worst people or the rich people can teach a family.
Mm-hmm.
I think rich people will become worse and worse off and become poor. Someone said, um, uh, someone said, for family with children, someone said, a poor family has no rich children. I think it's correct.
That's correct. That a poor family has no rich children. So that's possible, yeah. So that in a way, the poor family does not have the resources like a rich family does, right? So in that way, it's difficult to provide opportunities for your children. Yeah, I agree with that. That's true. Yeah. Do you think that the stress has changed through time? So, for example, do you think that we in general, right? So, do you think that we are more stressed now than, for example, our parents when they were younger? Do you think that we are becoming more stressed with the generations?
I think in China is because in parents days they have a lot of chance and the everything is not it's not it's not easy in it's not easy to dance.
Finalize the
Lots
design.
of
Oh, what does finalize the design mean?
so what?
What does finalize the design mean? What does this mean?
Fixed tension. It I think the means can describe the fixation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in that day, they have lots of chance, and it's although they are not in the good family, not have a good education, they work hard, study hard, they can have a way to go to a successful. But now I think if you're in the village, in no day, and don't have a good education and don't have and can't go to the good study, and you will not have a high level, and you will be without.
Okay. So right. So it becomes like this this way of something very small, right? It becomes very big. It affects a lot of things. So in this way, it is difficult, like you said, for a poor family to have opportunities, or for a poor person to have opportunities. I think that's very similar in the United States. We definitely have a problem with people who are poor, or they are sometimes not about rich or poor, just maybe they are a different race or a different color or different ethnicity, and they are treated differently, sometimes better, sometimes worse, right? So it's that can cause stress too, right? That can cause a lot of stress as well. And I think also for now in America, maybe this is different in China, but in America, we have a problem with the stress of social media. So we see people on social media that are doing amazing things, and we feel that we are not doing enough. So, for example, if I see someone on social media that is traveling all the time, and I am working all the time, I might become stressed or depressed because I want to travel, right? Do you think that's the same in China, or is that different? So in other words, the social media affects people's emotions in China. Do you think that's the case?
Yes, I think the social media affects people's emotions in China. And if somewhere was exposed by social media, if somewhere is not very rich and have a lot of bad things, if the social media exposes, and government will control these things and make them better. But I think that somewhere it's not everywhere have a social media, and have some place can't be covered by social media, and that people will not affect by this.
Yeah, absolutely. In China, there is no Facebook, right? You don't have Facebook in China?
And to me.
Sure, yeah. So do you have Facebook in China? I don't think so, right?
No, I don't have Facebook. In China, the government controls the media, and they can't admit lots of social media from the foreigner to enter in China. I can't use the Facebook and Twitter and other media from the environment, from the foreigner. So that message I can't.
Okay, so then what is China's social media platform? What is it called?
It's called Nick blog. I sent the teacher the account 3 days.
Microblog. Okay. So microblog is like a Facebook for China.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was controlled by government. Something if they don't want to say, I can't say it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And when people post something on microblog, even if the government controls it, for example, do they post normally? Do Chinese citizens post things about their feelings, or what are some common posts that you would see on social media? So, in other words, on Facebook in America, people like to talk about their emotions, but very happy, right? I am so happy because I'm going on vacation. Is that the same in China, or is it different?
The Facebook.
The microblog. So on microblog, do people talk about their emotions?
Yes, people can talk their emotions. But some people emotions can't be done in the platform.
Okay. So it depends on the emotion. So you can say, for example, I am happy to be on vacation. Is that okay to say? I am happy to be on vacation. Happy to be on vacation. So if I post that on microblog, is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. All right. So then it's the same actually in America. It's a little more open, a little more flexible, but it's the same. Now Facebook is becoming more controlled by the government here too. Well, at least in America. In Spain, where I live now, Facebook is not controlled by Spain. It's really controlled by the European Union. And just recently they started to control some of the posts, so it's a little different now. But I think sometimes social media does create a standard for people, and they feel pressure to live up to that standard, right? So, for example, if I see all of my friends traveling, I feel pressure to travel too, right? So it's a very influential kind of feeling. Do you think that's a problem? Do you think that's a problem in China?
A problem?
So, for example, is social media causing stress, do you think?
Causing stress. I think the social media sometimes can causing stress, but the other time can make our happy. I think it's like a amusement on social media that expose the stars and the place and other things that can make people happy, and some people it dance, they watch their stars, they will happy. But I think the stress is if somewhere have a bad thing, and people will concerned about that there, like the earthquake and others.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. You can find out a lot about different news around the world, or you can find out about what's happening in other countries. Sometimes that's very good, right, to be able to do that. But then sometimes it can be bad because it can make you sad or you can feel depressed, right? So it depends on the information. Yeah, that's very true. I think that also we have, at least in America, there is a lot of pressure to look happy, not just on social media, but in general. So if you are talking to a friend and they ask, "How are you?" you always say, "I'm fine," right? Or "I'm okay," even if you are not okay. So there is a lot of pressure in America to pretend, right? To pretend to be happy. Do you think that's the same in China?
Pretend.
Mm-hmm.
I think yes, but it is in the adult. It is in the adult. Someone say, "Do you have a lunch?" I have. 然后do you happy? Yes, I'm
Yeah.
satisfied. Yes, I think it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm student and I talk about this to my best friend. My best friend will talk her true emotions to me. So I think in the student in the school we can't pretend that if I face some adult something talk me, do you read the university good? I must say yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So maybe when you talk to your friend, you can be more honest, but if you talk to a teacher, you have to pretend, right? Yeah. That's very similar in America too. It depends on who you talk to and who you feel confidence with, who you trust, right? So I might talk to my sister and tell her I don't feel good, but I will tell my boss that I'm happy, right? Because sometimes it's more about trust than about how you feel. Absolutely, I agree with that. Good. So then let's end the class today just talking about some things that we can do. So like you said, you like to watch TV or play the piano, or you like to do the crafts that you do. So what are some other things that you do to reduce your stress? What are other examples?
For example, I will go to the park with my mother. In my hometown, I can go to the park with my mother, and but in the university, I can play a game. I sent the teacher that set a picture. I search. I sent to teacher. I can play this.
Mm-hmm. Right. So playing. Oh, very nice.
That's the.
Yeah. Oh, what is this called in English? This is. Well, it's a game, right? You can play. You can call it a game, but I think it's called a grab machine. But there's another name for that too. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. But this can be stressful too, no? Because if you don't get the toy, you are stressed because you want the toy, no? So it sometimes is very frustrating. But yeah, this is fun to try to play with other people too. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. There are places in America called arcades. Do you have arcades in China?
The arcade.
It's like a space or a room that has these types of games.
Yes, it have a arcade. I think my play game is not very good. So I can play an easy game, but
Yeah.
I can't play some difficult game.
Me too. I'm the same. I like playing games like this or easy games, so I feel, yeah, this really helps to alleviate stress because you feel that you are disconnecting, that you're not thinking of your problems. Yeah, so that's really good. Perfect. Okay, so then we can talk. When are we talking next? I think Thursday. No, we talk on Thursday. We can continue with this or talk about something different. But just let me know, okay? And if you can't think of anything, I'll try to think of something to talk about. Okay? Okay, so I'll talk to you Thursday.
Teacher decide
Okay.
what we talk about.
Okay, perfect. Okay, talk to you then. Bye.
Thank you.